Whoosh. Quality. Hello, fellow Viper nerds. I'm MasterTables. Today I wanted to go over the tech that I've learned for Viper on bind, including sight executes, one-way smokes, just smokes that block off vision from convenient angles. I'm going to give as much credit as I can to people that I've seen on the Valorant competitive subreddit, but a lot of these I did figure out myself too. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the first smoke I want to talk about is on Defender Sight A. I've seen this in a whole lot of videos. You aim right here at this corner, toss it, it lands right here in the middle of this box. This is not a bad one-way smoke, but you can do a lot better because this shows you can still see into heaven as an attacker. You can see this angle a whole lot, and you can see this angle all the way back here in that cubby. But there is a better way, which I have seen before. I've seen people try and do that from back here at like something like this angle, but I like this way. It's the most consistent as far as I can tell. I like to walk up to make this box cover this electrical panel, right? Then I can aim right here at the top of this, jump and right click, and boom, now we're on the corner of this, which...
Poison orb emitting.
Now, the attackers can't see into heaven at all. This angle's a lot harder for them to see, and they can't see this angle back here
Poison's off.
at all. So, from this angle, I'll
Poison
show.
orb emitting.
You can see their feet, they can't see it at all. This place is a little more risky.
Poison's
And
off.
heaven, same idea. This smoke is really good.
Poison orb emitting.
If you want to learn any smoke on
Poison's off.
Viper for bind, this is probably the one that will take you the farthest. This is the bathroom smoke. This is the way I like to line it up. I line at this intersection right here. Get on the corner of the box, aim straight down. Intersection. And then I right click right here where these two tiles meet. That works every time. You can see the attacker's feet, and the attackers can't see into the sight whatsoever. They are blind.
Poison's off.
This smoke is just as good as the last one, but this is much more high traffic than this. You can alternate between them every now and then, you know. Here's another smoke that I haven't seen on a video yet. It's super inconsistent. You probably need an op to even do this. You take this thing, this gray thing, and then you make it so it's just past this wall back here, okay? You can line it up with this line here too. There you go. Just like that. And you want to look at this deer's eye and then bring it to the right until we're nearly touching these lines right here, and bring it so the crosshair is just above the deer's eye. Really complicated, probably only do with an op. Jump throw. There we go. This is a one-way smoke for the right side of short. They can't see this angle at all. And you can see their feet walking around.
Poison's off.
I wouldn't even try doing that without an op or a scout, but it's there. Here's one you can do when the round starts. There's the barrier right here. What I like to do is aim right here. Don't aim for this corner, aim for this windowsill, And then I like to make it so my crosshair is perpendicular to this rung on the pipe. Throw it. And this is... Ah, frick. This one way
Poison orb emitting.
is to hold from lamps. They can't see into lamps whatsoever until they get all the way out here, basically.
Here. Poison's off.
So
Poison orb emitting.
you can sit here all day and they won't have anything to do about it.
Poison's off.
This is a smoke that I love to use to fight for the ultimate orb in showers. I come to this wall and look for the second set of intersected tiles. So this one right here, right? 1, 2. Line up with it, aim straight down. Come up. Look at this corner, and then aim slightly above it. Land straight in here.
Poison orb emitting.
You can use this to fight for the ulti orb. You can be really aggressive, hold this
Poison's
corner.
off.
Maybe they won't expect you'll be here. Who knows? Really good way to play this. One thing, if you didn't know about this, you can shoot her Molotovs through the teleporter, and it'll open the door on the other side every time. There we go. This is all in the middle of this. They're gonna have to push through this. It's gonna hurt them. Pretty solid, especially if you know that they're doing this. You can do this with Sage orbs too. You can do this with Sova's stuff, his tracking darts, shock darts, whatever. Shock darts might move too fast. They might get stuck on the door. I don't know about that, but I do know that this works, and it's sweet. I think A is Viper's best site for defense. Easily. You have a lot of options. You can hold from heaven, you can hold here, you can hold up here. She's really good at all these things. I usually like to save the toxic screen for retakes, but there are a few good things you can do with it on defense that aren't retaking. Something like, say, throwing it down short like this.
Toxins going up.
You can use it to push up and into A-Link connector here
Toxin
without
screen
needing to
down.
worry about the shower side, or vice versa. You can use it to come up here, not worry about A-Link, push into shower side. That's really aggressive. I don't typically tend to do that, but, you know, it's something you can do. If nothing else, you can use it to get in a cubby. Another thing you'll see people do sometimes is use their smokes. As soon as the barrier drops for the round start, they'll stand right here next to lamps and drop their smoke like so, which on B site takes a little bit to get ready,
Toxins going up.
you can be all the way on A site and get this smoke off. It's pretty good. I tend not to use
Toxin
this
screen
as
down.
much as I was before, just because I like having the toxic screen for retake situations more so than having this set up for my teammates. But it's not bad, and maybe you would want to do this every now and then if you suspect they go B. Here's a really solid defender one-way on B. There aren't too many of these because Viper just doesn't have much crap to go off of here. But this one's really solid. You come to this corner, aim straight down, and walk up to this pebble right here. Sand, mound, whatever it is. And what you want to do is aim for the bottom right of this post. There's like a ribbon on it. You aim to the bottom right of that ribbon. right there. This smoke takes some practice. Definitely work on it. But it's very strong.
Emitting.
I'll leave, here, you know what?
Here.
I'll ping right there and go to the other side of this. As you can see, I cannot. There is nothing I can see of this person holding this corner right here. That's really common, right? This corner's super common to hold and shoot at people in long. Here's a smoke I've seen a few times. I've never used it myself, but it exists. Sometimes people toss it right in that corner there. Use it to peek hookah. Super. I don't think this is very real, but maybe catch people off guard with it. For A retakes on CT, I really like this angle back in spawn. You can cut it really close so that you're cutting off this cubby here and then long as well. If you do it like so, this is really nice.
Toxins going up.
Because you don't have to worry about this angle, hookah, or anything from long.
Toxin screen down.
As you come out of CT, it's pretty solid for that. And because you don't have to worry about all of these angles, you can isolate just these angles while you come out. One of my favorite ways to do this is with the Molotov. As I come up here, I'll aim for the middle of this box, run, throw it, and now this person, if a lot of people like to hide back here for some reason, they have to move. So I can sit here, see if they move out, and then I'll know if they're hugging the wall or not. And then
toxins going up.
I do this. Pre-fire that guy. And take the side a different way, right? Hopefully there are teammates here to help, but that's how I like to retake with my smoke here. Super useful. This is also really useful for if you've got people coming out of heaven, because now all of a sudden they have to worry about this, or somebody in long, or garden here. Before I get too far into the video, I wanted to show and prove that Viper's Snakebites are actually the same trajectory as Sage's Slow Orbs. I believe it's the same for Brimstone's Molotov, so it's going to help learning a lot of characters, learning a lot of these. Here's a similar to the last retake, angle-wise, but you're retaking from the enemy, assuming they have control of your CT, right? So you can stand back here in mid and throw your wall like so.
Toxins going up.
Now you don't have to worry about these angles, and you can throw a Molotov under the K in Kingdom and right there. And now
toxin screen down.
All of this stuff is mollied off. You barely even have to worry about anybody back here, so you can fight people over here and retake the site that way. You can also smoke elbow like so. So in conjunction with this smoke, your poison orb,
toxins going up.
These mollies, you're covering off a whole lot of area. So now essentially,
toxin screen down.
You don't have to worry too much about anybody except for whoever's long. Really great if you have teammates to help push up and take control of these sites or areas before the enemy can really be ready for it, you know? This one's pretty neat. Saw this on the competitive Valorant subreddit. You come into this corner here, aim up from this post up to the corner of this, crouch, let it go, it'll land here. It's pretty useful if you want to come from hookah. I usually like to come from long on this site, but it depends on what your team's up to, you know. So this is one of the attacker executes that I like to use on B-site long. I like to use this fountain as a point of reference for a lot of my lineups on things. I usually shoot my toxic screen in a way that puts it really close to this box. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as it lines in front of the box.
Toxins going up.
So this way, nobody can see you, and you can come up and fight this on
Toxin screen down.
elbow. But then on top of that, while I'm here, here's some good Molotovs to use. You can get the back of the site behind the tube using this smoke or molly. This cubby right here that people love to sit in and look at long. You can hit that from this fountain too. You aim at this red light up so it's parallel with this. This is great, especially because a lot of the times you're gonna be back here setting up your walls, throwing some Molotovs. Your teammates can push up. And now, because you mollied that off, nobody's gonna sit there and spray through this smoke at your teammates. They're gonna have to back away. So this is really great.
Toxin screen down.
Align this panel up until you can't see that antenna anymore, right? You can aim your Molotov just above this white thing. Let it go. And now this person here is either gonna have to sit here or run through and be pushed further back. This is the smoke that I like to use to smoke off elbow if I'm not gonna push it myself, or maybe if I am gonna push it myself but I don't feel like mollying it, you know. I come into long and I make this rafter thing, make it so it makes the top of this go away, and then you basically aim to the bottom left of this, not too much. Super easy throw.
Poison orb emitting.
Right there every time. So now if I wanted to
Toxins going up.
widen this out to the right some, I'd have a clear line.
Toxin screen down.
Run through here, get to a sneaky spot, or even get into here without hardly anybody being able to see me. Not too bad. Could even run through the smoke like a madman. Usually, if my whole team wants to push through hookah, or a majority, and I'm going with them in hookah, this is how I like to line up my smoke for CT on B-site. Pretty much make it so this wall it goes away so I can't see this plane. And then I'll walk up until this metal thing is intersecting with the wire. And then I'll throw my smoke right above this building. But you gotta be careful not to throw it too far to the left, even though it might look like you can. Because these things have a really big hitbox, so you want to aim it about right here. And
Poison orb emitting.
That's that.
Poison's off.
In conjunction with, say you want you can do like this right here. So now with both smokes up,
Toxins going up.
now people coming from hookah only have to worry about a few angles. But on top of that, if your guys from long
Toxin screen down.
want to push at the same time, give it 1 second.
Toxins going up.
Now the guys pushing from long don't have to worry about
Toxin
anything from
screen
side.
down.
They can just push through your elbow and get it done. Pretty solid setup here. Good one for when you're attacking. Tens found this one. If you're in connector here and you stand in this corner, you can Snakebite into hookah from here. Line this up with this. Let it go. It'll come in through the roof here and land right here. This is super good if you want to lurk while your team pushes up and takes hookah. This is pretty sweet. A lot of the time, it feels like Viper has a really good A take compared to the B take. They're both pretty good, but it seems, at least with my team, that A works out a whole lot better a lot of the time. So this is, I'm going to show 2 of my favorite takes for this site. So I like to stand right here next to where the wall drops. Aim my wall right here so it lands on the boxes in mid.
Here.
Right there. Like that. And then once you're up on this platform, you can aim at like the top of this yellow on the tower. Jump throw. That gets heaven every time. And then from here, 2 molly spots that are really useful. Keep in mind, this is the same trajectory as Sage, so especially this one right here, where you aim at this notch and then go lower. And this one too.
4 toxins going up.
This is a clear take, easily. This is really good for Sage to put here, from all the way back there, because it stretches all the way back into lamps. So you can sometimes catch people trying to run. But either way,
Toxins going up.
this smoke screen is really nice because a lot of the times, especially if your team hugs this box as they push in, Heaven
Toxin
can't
screen
see you.
down.
So what that means is if your team is knowledgeable of that and they know that if they stay close to this box, they're going to be safe from Heaven, what you can do is come back to this spot, and instead of throwing your smoke right here and taking Heaven, you can stand right here and do a jump throw right on this notch on this leaf. Now, instead of Heaven,
4 toxins going up.
you can push into here essentially free. You've got nowhere to worry about, especially if you mollied this off from back there.
Toxin
They've
screen
got
down.
nowhere to hold on the site. So if you can get in here, get your plant real quick, and try and get back out here to short, or even push into lamps, then that's a really solid setup. Because lamps,
Poison orb emitting.
they've got nothing to do here. They can't really do anything about you doing this unless they want to push out through the smoke, which is like a death trap. Shit's cool. Here's an awesome one that Tens found. It's a little more selfish than the other ones, but it is pretty awesome. Put your wall right there. Run into this box. Aim at this. And go to the left of that. Throw it. If you do this right, it should land on this box.
Four toxins going up.
What you can do, throw up your smokes, clear this, and you can come through here.
Toxin screen down.
Into lamps. Ninja-like. They won't be able to see you.
Poison orb emitting.
Very ninja. Very, very ninja.
Poison's
I haven't used
on.
this myself. I just saw this one today. But it's pretty tight, and I will be using it. This is the A-site take from showers. Specifically, these smokes are to help your people in short get the bomb plant. Not for you to get the bomb plant. Stand up here in this box. You want to aim your smoke so that it lands on this box here. Then, if you jump on this box, obviously you want to make sure your shower is safe before you do this. Get up on this box, you aim at the top of this, jump throw, that'll land on heaven. Now,
Four
with all your
toxins going
smokes
up.
up, you really only have to clear this out. Because this is mollied off, so is this.
Toxin screen
So
down.
there's really nowhere for your enemies to hide. It's very wide open. You can take these fights really quickly. This is awesome if you come in through A and you have a breach or a phoenix to flash you in. Because when these mollies land, especially the one right here, these people aren't going to know what to do. A lot of the time they'll be pretty flustered. And they'll be worried about short a whole lot, probably spamming down there. So if you can get a breach to flash through this box, that's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Showers is a really good place for Viper to plant from. Your team can cause a lot of havoc on lamps over there. And your ultimate, if you've got it up, you can safely
Don't get in my way.
throw it out here. You've really only got to clear this, and then you can come up here and plant. Super useful. If you're not doing that already, I don't know what to tell you. One of the post-plant ultimates that I like to use on B site after I plant the spike, you back into this corner here, aim here, and then go diagonally up this until you can drop your ulti.
Don't get in my way.
The only reason I really like this one is that you can hide in this corner and be invisible. Of course, when you're on this site, you can play up here. A lot of the time, people will expect it and look for you up here, but you know, it's something you can do. And you can also hop out and get a look over into heaven or not heaven, Long and Hookah. This pretty much covers the whole site, but it does give you this high hole. Here's another ult for B site. It's good, but there is a cheeky spot. Basically, walk into this wall, walk out until you can see this corner.
Don't get in my way.
Let it go. So you've got Olive Gardens here. You can get all of this cubby just for you. Elbows smoked off. This is the plant site right here. Their vision's gonna get all screwed up if they try to defuse. And you also have this little spot right here, which I don't know if I necessarily recommend. It's very cheesy, but you know, if they're coming from Hookah, maybe they won't pre-fire you. They're probably gonna pre-fire you, but you know, it exists. All right, so last thing I wanted to show is post-plant ultimate on A site. I like to walk up to the end of this wheel on the tank and then aim at this corner.
Don't get in my way.
You get this cubby to play around in, and this cubby to play around in. And then they have to walk in from, you know, all these different angles just to get where you're planted, probably right here. That's the end of my Viper video for Bind. I really did try to brain dump everything that I've learned and seen, everything that was at least somewhat pertinent and important looking. Important thing about Viper is that she's really a high skill character, and there's still so much more to be found with the character that makes Viper nerds like me, and probably you if you're watching this, really excited for the future of the game. So with that said, if you learned something, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me something. If you see a smoke that you know a better way, let me know. I do stream on Twitch TV/MasterTables every now and then. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.